Hey guys, YouTuber 100 here. Okay, in this video, I just thought I would put together what I think is kind of an interesting list. In this video, I'm going to be counting down the top 10 WWE stars that surprisingly have never won the Intercontinental Championship. Because if you look at like who has won the Intercontinental Championship ever since it originated in 1979, you may be surprised to see that like throughout its history, there's been like quite a few guys that had never won the Intercontinental Championship, but you figure they would have won it at some point in their career, whether it is like somebody that like competed like years ago, or even if it's like somebody that is like still competing today. Because I mean, it's just is like there's been and just several people throughout the history of the Intercontinental Championship that like you figured that at some point WWE would have actually like given these guys the Intercontinental Championship, but yeah, they never did, and yeah, just and it just made just surprise you of just like that there are like some guys that have never won the Intercontinental Championship. Now, of course, like throughout the years, like there have been like a lot of like big names in the WWE that have won the Intercontinental Championship over the years. Whether it's like when they were just a rising star when they did win the Intercontinental Championship, or even like after when they were like actual true main eventers and they won the Intercontinental Championship then. And yeah, if you like just there are a lot of like big names that people know today that have like did become the Intercontinental Champion during their career. Like, of course, like guys like the Macho Man Randy Savage, the Ultimate Warrior, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple Edge, Chris Jericho, RVD, Jeff Hardy, and Randy Orton. Yeah, I mean, just a lot of guys like that have like really like won the Intercontinental Championship at some point in their careers, and even like a lot of mid carders really have like won the Intercontinental Championship in their careers as well. Well, I mean, there's like the Miz, there's Dolph Ziggler, there's Goldust, Cody Rhodes, Booker T, Christian. Yeah, so yeah, there have been like quite a lot of like guys that you would think of that were like be in this neighborhood, but like the guys I do have on this list that have actually won the Intercontinental Championship. But yeah, they're like still like quite the number of guys that really haven't won the Intercontinental Championship when you figure they would have at some point in their careers. Yeah. Yeah, and especially like because there are like some guys that really have won like just about like every other title in the company, like when they were around, and you figure that they would have at least uh, held the Intercontinental Championship as well to really like give them like the whole like Grand Slam, like join like the clubs of like Triple H and Shawn Michaels and yeah, just other guys like that that have just like won like every title in the company. So yeah, so just but yeah, regardless of like whether it is like a guy that really has a like just is missing the Intercontinental title from their resume when they have won like every other title in the company, or even if it's just like a guy that is a true main eventer that you would have figured would have won the Intercontinental Championship at some point in their careers. And yeah, there are like quite a number of guys like that, and and I've just like come up with this list of like 10 WWE stars that you would have figured would win the Intercontinental Championship, but surprisingly, they never did. So, yeah. So, okay. So I guess I'll just get started on this list. So these are my picks for the top 10 surprising WWE stars that never did win the Intercontinental Championship. Yeah. So, yeah, for the first half of this list may like not look so good, but yeah, regardless, yeah, it's just because like the guys that I do have on this list, these are still guys that have never won the Intercontinental Championship, but you figure like they at least would have won it when they were competing in the WWE. But yeah, when I get to like the top five guys on the list, yeah, this is where it'll be like be looking like really good, and these are like will be like true like guys that did eventually like become like main eventers in the company that you would have figured would have won the Intercontinental Championship. And yeah, and just the surprise of it. And yeah, surprisingly, like they never did win the Intercontinental Championship. All right, but anyway, okay, so let me get started. These are my top 10 surprising WWE stars that never did win the Intercontinental Championship. All right, okay. So coming in at number 10, I have Yokozuna. Yeah, so yeah, I know that some people may not like me putting Yokozuna on the list, but it does actually kind of surprise me that the WWF didn't really give Yokozuna the Intercontinental Championship at any point in his career because, of course, like Yokozuna, like did become the WWF champion. But yeah, after he did lose the WWF Championship to Bret Hart at WrestleMania 10, yeah, you would figure like since Yokozuna was pretty much like reduced down to like a mid Carter after he did win the after he did lose the WWF Championship, you figure at some point like he would have at least like challenged for the Intercontinental Championship, and at some point he would have won it, and they would have at least given Yokozuna like an Intercontinental title run to at least like do something with him. But yeah, they never really did. I mean, Yokozuna like did become like a tag team champion after like he lost the WWF title, but yeah, Yokozuna never really did win the Intercontinental Championship, and so so pretty much after like Yokozuna had lost the WWF title, I mean, yeah, of course, like in 1994, he did like eventually like have the feud with the Undertaker after the Undertaker returned that year, but yeah, still like just after that, just yeah, pretty much Yokozuna just he pretty much like fell into obscurity after that, and yeah, just yeah, nothing really popular happened with him after that. But yeah, you would have figured that at least like as like he was still like sort of like building up and while still at least kind of like in the like semi popularity circle that WWF might have actually like at least given him a intercontinental title reign. Yeah, but they never did. So yeah, but yeah, it does like sometimes kind of like just surprise me that they never really did give Yokozuna a run with the Intercontinental title. But yeah, I'm sure that there are still like a lot of people that really just don't care that Yokozuna never did win the Intercontinental title because yeah, Yokozuna really was not really that good of a competitor. But I mean, yeah, I guess like there are still like some that would have I thought he would have at least done it, and yeah, I just feel the same way. So yeah, I guess there's not really much else I can say about it. So yeah, I guess I'll just continue on. So yeah, number 10 is Yokozuna. All right, number 9 is Sheamus. So yeah, I mean, so Sheamus has like already been with the WWE for like over 10 years now, and yeah, Sheamus has like challenged like pretty much like won every other championship that has been in and like in the company since he's been there. Like Sheamus has become like the WWE champion. He was the World Heavyweight champion. He was the United States champion. He's been a tag team champion. Well, yeah. Surprisingly, Sheamus has never won the Intercontinental Championship, and I just find it kind of interesting that just yeah, despite like Sheamus winning pretty much every other title in the company, just yeah, for some reason WWE has just hasn't given him the Intercontinental Championship for some reason. Yeah, and I just find it kind of interesting they haven't done that, seeing as how, like I said, Sheamus has pretty much won like every other title in the company since he has been around. So yeah, now of course like Sheamus is still competing, so yeah, there are still like some chances of him like possibly winning the Intercontinental title in the future. But yeah, as of right now, Sheamus still has won the Intercontinental Championship. But yeah, since he is still competing, like I said, there is still a chance. But yeah, as of right now, I am still surprised that despite Sheamus being with the company for over 10 years at this point, WWE still has not given him a run with the Intercontinental title. But yeah, there is still possibilities that it could happen. So we'll just have to wait and see whether or not WWE ever does decide to give Sheamus a run with the Intercontinental title, and it will complete his cycle. So, yeah. All right, so at number 9 is Sheamus. All right. At number 8 is Lex Luger. So, yeah, so obviously I don't like Lex Luger. I mean, a lot of people really don't like Lex Luger. I mean, they didn't like him when he was competing. But, yeah, but yeah, I mean, you would have figured that at least, like, when Lex Luger was, like, like in the company, like in the like early to mid '90s, that like the WWF would have like given him a run with the Intercontinental title, especially like when after like that failed main event push for him in like 1993 when he was like trying to like become like the next Hulk Hogan and the next face of the company, but it failed when he was like feuding with Yokozuna and he failed to win the WWF title. You would have figured like after like they tried that, they would have like tried to at least give him like a mid Carter push and give him a run with the Intercontinental Championship. But yeah, once again, they never did it. I mean, I don't know if like maybe like since like Lex Luger was just like so hated and just yeah, people just really despised him and their main event push with him really did not work. I guess the WWE just thought, well, it's not working, so yeah, we're just gonna like just stop trying to push him and not even do anything with him because yeah, I don't recall like Lex Luger even becoming like a tag team champion after that after they failed to like make him into a main eventer. I mean, I may be wrong, but yeah, I don't remember him actually becoming the Intercontinental Champion. I might have to look on Wikipedia to see if I am wrong on that or not. But yeah, Lex Luger still never did win the Intercontinental Championship when he was competing with the WWF from like was it 92 or 93 till 1995. So yeah, so it's another one that you would have figured that the WWF would have at least given Lex Luger a run with the Intercontinental Championship. So yeah, I mean, it would really just like I was saying, you really would have felt that they would have at least like tried to do something different with Lex Luger and like see if like a mid card or like run would have worked for him. But yeah, they really never did that. So yeah, but it's something that you would have thought they would have like done at some point, seeing as like how much they were really trying to build Lex Luger as a main eventer, and after that failed, yeah, they would have like tried something else with him, but they never did. So yeah, all right, so yeah, at number 8 is Lex Luger. All right, at number 7 is X Pac. So yeah, X Pac is another one that like you really would have figured they would have like given him a run with the Intercontinental Championship, especially like during like the late '90s, like in '98, '99, when he seemed to like really be like a real big favorite in the mid card, or like when he was part of like DX and stuff. That you would have figured that like they would have like at least like really given him like the bigger mid Carter belt. But yeah, X Pac was really like only challenging for like the European title, and yet the European title is really like the one that X Pac was held. Yeah, so yeah, X Pac was like a yeah, he won like the European title. He was also like he won the tag team titles, and even like when he in like 2001 when he had like that X Factor team, he even won the light heavyweight championship. And so yeah, X Pac pretty much like won every like a non-main event championship title when like he was like around in like the late '90s and early 2000s. But yeah, they never did give him a run with the Intercontinental Championship, and I thought they really could have done that. I mean, especially seeing as how like the other members of DX like Road Dogg and Billy Gunn, they did like have a run with like the Intercontinental Championship if at some point. But yeah, you X Pac for some reason never did get it, and X Pac really seemed to be like the biggest fan favorite of the three of them. So yeah, yeah. So you would have figured that at some point X Pac would have actually won the Intercontinental title at some point, but yeah, it never did happen. So yeah, so well, yeah, it's another one that you really just feel that it could have, like, it was an opportunity for that to happen, but yeah, WWE never really did pull the trigger on it. So yeah, again, X Pac never really did get a run with the Intercontinental Championship, but you would have figured that at some point he at least would have gotten it. But yeah, no, it never happened. So yeah, I just really don't know what else to say about that. So yeah, so at number 7, it's X Pac. All right. At number 6 is Matt Hardy. Yeah, Matt Hardy is another one where like he won like pretty much like every other like mid Carter championship. Like Matt Hardy was the European champion. He was the of course he like had a bunch of tag team title reigns. Matt Hardy won the Hardcore Championship, and Matt Hardy even did win the Cruiserweight Championship in 2003. And you would have figured that he would have at least won the Intercontinental Championship at some point. I mean, Jeff Hardy, he did get the Intercontinental Championship. Like Jeff, like he won pretty much like every championship. Like Jeff Hardy won the European title, the Hardcore title, the Tag Team titles, the Light Heavyweight title, and of course Jeff Hardy did also become the WWE champion. And yeah, and Jeff Hardy did have like several Intercontinental Championship reigns. But why didn't Matt ever get a run with the Intercontinental Championship? Like Jeff Hardy got several, and Matt Hardy didn't even get one. Like you would have figured, like Matt Hardy would have gotten in like a few runs with the Intercontinental Championship, but for some reason, the WWE never did give Matt Hardy the Intercontinental title. So yeah, it is just kind of like I find it weird that the WWE just I mean. The Intercontinental title is just really the only title missing from Matt Hardy's resume in WWE. I mean, of course, Matt Hardy has never did win like the WWE Championship or anything, but I mean, yeah, you would have figured that like it would have been like more likely for him to become the Intercontinental Champion, but yeah, it didn't happen. Like, yeah, the WWE just never did give Matt Hardy a run with the Intercontinental Championship, and yeah, and it just really is one that you really would have thought would have been like extremely like likely for to happen. But yeah, I'm just not really sure why they didn't give Matt Hardy the Intercontinental Championship in his career. So yeah, I just find it very odd that it never happened. So yeah, I just really don't know what else to say. It just seemed like the like one on here that really did seem like one of the most likely to happen. But yeah, for some reason, the WWE never did capitalize on it, and Matt Hardy has never had an Intercontinental title reign in his career. So yeah, all right. So yeah, it just really is just very strange to me that it never happened. All right, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, at number 6 is Matt Hardy. All right, and now in the top 5, like I said, this is like where now I'm really gonna really start getting into like the bigger stars of the company, and they really are like the guys that you really would have expected to become the Intercontinental Champion at some point. But yeah, they never did. All right. So coming in at number 5 is Batista. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just kind of like surprised that WWE didn't give Batista the Intercontinental Championship, especially like seeing as how like in like what happened with Randy Orton in like 2003 and 2004 as how like the WWE really was like building Randy Orton up really well with like giving him that like long Intercontinental title reign, and really it did like elevate him to the main event spot. And then yeah, Randy Orton did then become the world champion at SummerSlam 2004, which was just a month after he lost the title. And you would have figured that the WWE would have done the same thing for Batista and give him a run with the Intercontinental Championship to like really build him up as a main event star leading into WrestleMania 21 when he won the World Heavyweight Championship. I really did think that like during like that feud that Batista had with Chris Jericho in 2004, after Chris Jericho did become the Intercontinental Champion, I really do feel that there could have been like a possibility for like have Batista like actually win the Intercontinental Championship right there and then yeah, and it would have like done like some stuff for Batista. Like it would have like I don't really know like how long they really would have had him hold it for, but yeah, regardless, like it still would have at least like like done like well, but so would have like been like how it was like before, like in the 80s and 90s, where like guys that did eventually become the WWF champion did actually like win the Intercontinental title beforehand, and it really did elevate them to the main event status. Like I was just saying with the guys I said at the beginning of the video, with like Macho Man, Ultimate Warrior, The Rock, Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, a lot of those other guys, like they did win the Intercontinental title before they did become the WWF champion, and you would have figured that like with like the push that the WWE did give Batista in like 2004 and 2005, like they would have like given him the Intercontinental title to really like sort of do the same thing for him and really just elevate him more into a main eventer, and then he would then like go to WrestleMania to win the championship. But yeah, they didn't do that with Batista. They didn't give him the Intercontinental title as they were like building up his push leading into 2005. But yeah, and I really do think that that would have been like the more like appropriate time to give Batista the Intercontinental title. And even then, like after like Batista was built into a main eventer, like despite the fact that he still did compete in the WWE for several more years after that, yeah, he still never did win the Intercontinental title. I know. I really just do think that find it kind of like little interesting that the WWE never did give Batista the Intercontinental Championship. And like I said, especially like when they were building up his push in like 2004 and 2005, that would have been like the perfect time to really give Batista the Intercontinental title and really like have it do the same thing for him that it did for Randy Orton. But yeah, the WWE went on a different route with Batista's push and didn't give him a run with the Intercontinental title. But you figure they would have. Yeah, all right, so yeah, so I just really don't know what else I can say about it. So, yeah, so at number 5 is Batista. And number 4 is Hulk Hogan. Yeah, so, yeah, of course, like Hulk Hogan really only challenged for the Intercontinental Championship once in his career, to my knowledge, and that was, of course, when he faced the Ultimate Warrior at WrestleMania 6, when it was like Warrior's Intercontinental title versus Hulk Hogan's WWF title, which, of course, Ultimate Warrior won that match. Yeah, but yeah, you would have figured that. Well, I didn't really say that, but yeah, I'm sure that there were like a lot of people that really were expecting Hulk Hogan to win that match, and yeah, and Hulk Hogan would have won the Intercontinental title. I don't, yeah. Yeah, and I just do, like, once again, just find it kind of, like, interesting that Hulk Hogan has never won the Intercontinental title, considering, like, he is pretty much, like, the biggest star in the wrestling industry. You would have figured that the WWF or WWE would have at least given him one Intercontinental title reign to add to his resume. But, yeah, they never have. Yeah, and just, yeah, and I really do feel that, like, if he was ever going to win the Intercontinental title, WrestleMania 6 would have been it, with him defeating the Ultimate Warrior in that match. And now the question is, like, if Hulk Hogan did win that match at WrestleMania 6, would he have actually, like, held on to the Intercontinental title after that? Or would he have done what Ultimate Warrior did and just, like, vacate the title just immediately after winning it? So, yeah, that's something that really makes you think, like, would Hulk Hogan have actually won the Intercontinental Championship? Yeah, we don't know. But yeah, I still do like just find it interesting that Hulk Hogan really has never won the Intercontinental title in his career. Yeah, and if you think about it, just Hulk Hogan really hasn't won like very many different championships in his career. Like, he has become the WWE champion and the WCW champion. And yeah, he did also like have that tag team title reign with Edge in 2002. But to my knowledge, I think those are the only championships that Hulk Hogan has won. Because of course, like when Hulk Hogan was competing in the WWF in like the 80s and 90s, there really weren't that many championships. There was only like the WWF Championship, the Intercontinental Championship, and the Tag Team Championships. So yeah, Hulk Hogan. There really weren't that many championships around when Hulk Hogan was like during his original run in the WWF. But yeah, but when he went to WCW, there was like the U.S. title, the television championship, the tag team championship, and yeah, there were more titles for him to go after in the WCW, but he never did. And even like when he did return to the WWF in 2002, there were like more championships, but of course Hulk Hogan didn't go after any. He just went after like the WWE championship and the tag team championship, of course, when he was teaming with Edge. But yeah, you would have figured that like WWE. Well, not you. I shouldn't say you would figure, but yeah, you would have expected Hulk Hogan would have won the Intercontinental Championship in that match with Ultimate Warrior. But yeah, to the surprise of just like a lot of people, he didn't. So yeah, I really do think that Hulk Hogan is like one guy. This is like the guy that a lot of people really will think of when they think of like big like stars in the WWE that never did win the Intercontinental Championship. I mean, yeah, pretty much the next 4 guys I do have on the list, like the top 4 guys, are really the main guys that you do shock people that never did win the Intercontinental Championship. Yeah, but yeah, with Hulk Hogan, just yeah, I mean, a lot of people really were probably expecting him to win the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania 6, and it didn't happen. And yeah, and even afterwards, Hulk Hogan still never did win the Intercontinental Championship. So yeah, so that really is just like to the surprise of many. So yeah, Yeah, okay, so yeah, I think that's all I can really say. So yeah, so at number 4 is Hulk Hogan. At number 3 is The Undertaker. Yeah, so yeah, The Undertaker is just another one that it really does like shock a lot of people that The Undertaker never did win the Intercontinental Championship. Like, of course, The Undertaker has like challenged for the Intercontinental Championship before. Like back like in that episode of Shotgun Saturday Night when Undertaker did face Triple H for the title. It was that match where The Undertaker tombstone Triple H onto the escalator. That match actually was for the Intercontinental Championship, but yeah, Undertaker didn't win it. Yeah, and just throughout the Undertaker's career, he has never become the Intercontinental Champion, and yeah, it's another one that you really would have figured Undertaker would have won the Intercontinental title at some point, like I know the Undertaker did like win the WWF title relatively early in his WWF career, like he just won it like as he was coming off like 1 year in the company. But yeah, of course, like that reign was like very short lived. Undertaker only held the title for like I think less than a week. When Hulk Hogan won it back at Tuesday in Texas, but then Undertaker didn't win the title again until 1997. So yeah, and you would have figured like somewhere during that time, the Undertaker would have like gotten a run with the Intercontinental title, and even like between like Undertaker's other reigns, you would have figured he would have gotten one, but he didn't. Yeah, and the Undertaker is another guy that when you think about it, he really hasn't won like that many like different championships in his entire WWE career. Like Undertaker's become like the WWE champion and the World Heavyweight champion, and yeah, he has won the tag team titles quite a few times. And yeah, of course, like Undertaker also did have that reign with the Hardcore title when he won it at Vengeance 2001 and held it for a couple months. So yeah, technically the Undertaker really has won like more championships than Hulk Hogan has, but yeah, the Undertaker still like hasn't had that many like titles to his resume. And yeah, and the Intercontinental title is one that he has never won. And you would have figured that Undertaker would have at least won the Intercontinental title at some point in his career, but he never has. So so I think the Undertaker is another one that does really just surprise people that he has never won the Intercontinental Championship. So yeah, and yeah, considering that the Undertaker is really considered by a lot of people today to be like the greatest WWE superstar of all time, yeah, it really do feel that it does shock people that the Undertaker really has never become the Intercontinental Champion at any point in his career. So it is just like a real shocker that the Undertaker really has never won the Intercontinental title in his career. So yeah, all right. So at number 3 is the Undertaker. All right. At number 2 is Brock Lesnar. So yeah, I've already talked about this before. Like I've said before, how like back when like Brock Lesnar like first came to the WWF in 2002, like his rookie year was just like so great. Like they built him up into a main eventer immediately, like with him becoming like the king of the ring, taking out Hulk Hogan, and winning the title from The Rock, defeating the Undertaker, winning the Royal Rumble, main eventing WrestleMania. And just Brock Lesnar's like just rookie year was just like really great. And like I said before, I really do feel that when they were like building him up to become the champion, I really felt that they really could have like given him a run with the Intercontinental title. Like you may remember back when I reviewed Vengeance 2002, I did say that I really was expecting like the WWE to really like give Brock Lesnar a run with the Intercontinental title and really have him win it. But yeah, they didn't go through with that, and they decided to just like jump right into it and just have Brock Lesnar immediately go for the WWE title and win it. So I'm fine with that. Like I really don't have any complaints about them. Just for Brock Lesnar to just like push off the Intercontinental title and go straight for the WWE title, so I was fine with it because I mean it really was not a big deal. But yeah, it really is one that you really would have figured that it would have WWE really would have done, give Brock Lesnar the Intercontinental title before he did become the WWE champion. I mean, it really would have suited him perfectly, just like it did for like the other guys that did win the Intercontinental title before they won the WWE for WWE title. They could have done the same thing with Brock Lesnar here, but yeah, they didn't. And yeah, like I said, I really don't have any complaints about that. Like I'm fine with them not doing it, but yeah, it is like still like one that you really would have thought that the WWE really would have done and give Brock Lesnar the Intercontinental title. But yeah, they never did it. But yeah, I really do think this is just like one of the biggest shockers that they didn't give Brock Lesnar the Intercontinental title as they were like building him up to win the WWE title. So yeah. Yeah, so there's not really much to say about it. Just yeah, it's something that you really would have figured would have happened, but it didn't. Yeah. So at number 2 is Brock Lesnar, and at number 1, who I think the biggest surprise to never become the Intercontinental Champion is John Cena. I mean, yeah, given like how much John Cena has really done in the company, I mean, the Intercontinental title is really just like one of a few things that John Cena has not done in his career. I mean, the WWE like they've given John Cena like several U.S. title reigns, even after like he did become a main eventer, like when he did become like the face of the company. They of course did give him the U.S. title in like 2015, like when he was feuding with like Rusev and stuff, but yeah, despite the fact that John Cena has like won several United States championships, he has never held the Intercontinental Championship. Yeah, and the Intercontinental Championship is like the one title that he's missing from John Cena's resume too, because yeah, John Cena he's like won the he's of course become the WWE champion and the World Heavyweight champion. He's become the United States champion. He's had like several tag team titles to his credit, but yeah, he has never won the Intercontinental Championship once. And I can't remember John Cena even actually challenging for the Intercontinental title ever. I mean, I might be wrong on it, but to my recollection, I don't recall John Cena ever challenging for the Intercontinental Championship. Like if there was a time that John Cena did challenge for the Intercontinental Championship, comment on my channel and tell me. Maybe it will like refresh my memory, because yeah, to my recollection, I just cannot remember John Cena ever challenging for the Intercontinental Championship. But yeah, it is something that, like, given like how much the WWE really has done, had John Cena do, you really would have figured that they would have given him the Intercontinental Championship by now. But yeah, for some reason, just yeah, they never have. They haven't given John Cena one Intercontinental Championship reign. And like I said, that's like just one of the very few things left in the WWE for John Cena to do. So yeah, I'm not sure if WWE is ever going to go through with it. I'm not sure if like John Cena is like going to come back to the WWE full time. And yeah, they will eventually like give him a reign with the Intercontinental Championship. But yeah, I mean, given like how long he has been with the company and how long he really has like been like the main event star, I mean, you would have figured that they would have like at least given him one reign with the Intercontinental Championship by now, but yeah, they haven't. So yeah, I think it's just like the biggest surprise that they haven't done it with John Cena. I mean, I remember like seeing a video of like the few things John Cena hasn't done yet, and yeah, him being the Intercontinental Champion was like one on the list. Yeah, it was like at the top. So yeah, so I'm sure that this is like the biggest shocker to a lot of people that John Cena has never won the Intercontinental Championship. So yeah, will John Cena ever get a reign with the Intercontinental Championship if he does come back to the company full time? I mean, only time will tell. But yeah, it just is like such a shock that he still has not won the title yet at this point. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, do you think John Cena will ever become the Intercontinental Champion? Just comment on my channel and tell me. All right, so, yeah, but yeah, it is just like such a huge shock that John Cena hasn't won the Intercontinental title yet. So, yeah, at number 1 is John Cena. All right, and there you guys go. Those are my 10 WWE stars that have surprisingly never won the Intercontinental Championship. I mean, is there somebody that you're surprised that has never won the Intercontinental Championship that I didn't include on this list? I mean, yeah, if there's another guy that I didn't include on this list that you're surprised that never won the Intercontinental Championship, comment on my channel and tell me who your picks are for the guys that have surprisingly never won the Intercontinental title. And just let me know some of the guys that you're surprised about. All right, so yeah, so that's my list. So I hope you guys did enjoy this list. Yeah, and with SummerSlam coming up next Sunday, yeah, I am planning on making a retro SummerSlam review sometime during this week. Yeah, so yeah, that's going to be coming sometime this week. I'll be making a retro SummerSlam review, and I may also do another one for a there is like another retro review that I'm wanting to do of of another classic Bash at the Beach show. Like I didn't do it last year, but yeah, 2 years ago and 3 years ago, I did do a Bash at the Beach review as well as a SummerSlam review. And there is another Bash at the Beach show that I would like to talk about. I don't really want to like necessarily review the whole show, but there is like a match from a certain Bash at the Beach event that I would like to talk about as well, make a review for. So yeah, that's will probably come sometime during this week as well. So yeah, stay tuned for those reviews coming sometime this week. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.